All right, so here's video 2. We are still on our library page, and we're going to start our refresher Bandlab mix right now. We're going to start to create some actual music here, okay? So I'm going to go to create. Now, what I want you to do is, just like when we first did some Pixlr work, when we were first learning how that program works, you followed along exactly, okay? You're going to have a chance, absolutely, later on to design something to your exact specs and interests, okay, to your creativity. But for now, just follow exactly what I do to get a feel for the program again. I know some of us have used this, but I want to just refresh things. The program's changed a little bit. So just please follow along exactly to what I do. So when you open up a brand new project, it's going to ask you what new track you want, because you obviously have to have a track. Instruments is where we'll go eventually. We're going to start with drum machine. We won't use either of these three for now. We'll mostly just use these first two to start with, okay? So we're going to start with our drum machine. We have to have a bass for our entire piece of music, and that's always the drums. Okay, so when we start, Bandlab automatically puts in these two drum beats to start. We can keep those there for now. And if you notice, it says A and it says B. That's represented by pattern A and pattern B down here. If you notice, as I click on them, it changes up here, okay? A, B. What does that sound like? All right, that's cool. And notice it changes there when pattern B started, when this started here, okay? Pattern B sounds different than pattern A. Okay, so all right, let's delete those now. So if you notice, I'm gonna click and drag, and I'm gonna highlight these and click backspace. Okay. Once again, I highlighted them in white, and then I click backspace on my keyboard. This white line here is very important. It's what's called our playhead. Okay, this is our playhead. So we want this to be all the way at the beginning. The way that you can guarantee that is if you click this button here that says go to beginning. Okay, and there it is. Okay, to start, we're going to change our drum set. I don't like the 808 kit. So for this video, we're going to go to away from drum pads but onto drum kits, and just dry. We're going to click on dry. Okay. So once you've chosen your drum set, on the right-hand side, we're going to click on pattern A. Okay. So here's the default Bandlab pattern A. And if you notice, it sounds like a real drum set now because we changed it to dry. Okay. Let's add a cymbal in there. Okay, just so you know, that's how you add things. We're going to add things based off the colors. Let's unclick all of these colored circles so I can describe to you how we're going to create a drum beat, okay? Each one of these four, so we have these 4 gray squares, and then 4 darker gray squares, and then 4 more gray squares, and then 4 more darker. Each one of those is what we're going to call one measure, okay? It's one measure. Now, this isn't a music class, so I'm not going to go too far into what a measure is, but consider it 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it starts again with the change of color. 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to put a bass drum on this first beat and a bass drum here, okay? Oh, 27 seconds, okay. We're going to put a snare drum on the opposites. So we have on beats 1 of the first measure and beat 1 of the third measure, bass drum. On beat 1 of the second measure, which is these dark rays, and beat 1 of the fourth measure, another snare drum. Move on to the next video in order to keep going with this drum beat.